it really flows two ways. Let me move on to the rabbi, and I'm going to address a question to you about the general conditions in Israel today. Israel is a multi-faith society, but at the same time, it identifies itself as a Jewish nation. How does religion play in the daily lives of Israelis?
There's the famous saying that two Jews and three opinions and four parties. They say in the Jewish world, in the rabbinical world, that wearing or not wearing yarmulke in Israel, or which color or which size, is not a religious statement, it is a political statement, which was unfortunately true for many years. Looking back at the elections of a week ago, when of the 120 members of the parliament, of which I believe 105 are of the Jewish faith, over 40 are today officially practicing religious Jews, meaning they're not going to answer a phone on Shabbat, they're never going to eat non-kosher food, and they're never going to sit in a car, on a train, on a plane during the Jewish Sabbath or festivals. And what is most interesting about this thing is, let's go back 65 years, 1948, when the State of Israel is created by a socialist left-wing coalition, David Ben-Gurion. In the new Israeli parliament in Tel Aviv, there's a discussion. The Declaration of Independence, should we include the name of God, or should we exclude the name of God? And two opinions, no consensus. So there was a Jewish compromise. We're going to write in the Declaration of Independence, the Rock of Israel. The atheists are going to explain this is a piece of stone, important stone, and the religious people and the believing people are going to explain that this is God. My great uncle, one also Swiss-born, leaving Switzerland in 1933, fearful that Hitler is going to take German Switzerland as part of Greater Germany, and also one of the signatories of the Declaration of Independence, was carrying the discussion. So, going 65 years later, what is very interesting is that it used to be that religion was politics, and was totally politicized. There were the ultra-religious parties, the religious parties, the anti-clerical parties, and the socialist parties. What is happening today is that, for example, the party which was the most successful one during these last elections, Yesh Atid, There Is a Future, which is started by a very famous journalist and telepersonality, Yair Lapid, has with him his 19 seats. He got in the Knesset 3 religious people. And so has also the government, Netanyahu's party, and even the left-wing party of Tzipi Livni has also the previous head of human resources of the Israeli Defense Force, who is also a religious person on her slide. So what is happening there is something very interesting, that religion is getting depoliticized, and the secular are becoming less secular, but which something very interesting is happening now. You can think that the country is becoming more radical orthodox, but just the opposite is happening. Why? Because, for example, in 4 months from now, you're going to have the elections for the chief rabbinate. Now, till now, there was the Israeli political system was, okay, it's not a question for the secular majority, that is a question for the religious minority. You decide among yourself who you want as a chief rabbi. So, the general public was not interested in that question. Today, it's different. And the secular parties say, we are interested. It is important for us to know that the next Jewish pope, we have 2 of them, we have an Ashkenazi one and a Sephardi one, and should be a person who is liberal enough to speak to all of Israel and not only to the religious Orthodox minority. So, becoming less secular but also more tolerant. This is, I would say, this is the new Israel of 2013.
I have to add, because I live in Israel all the time, you didn't. No, I think you did.
I admit, okay.
No, you have a lot of important points. I just want to add really quickly that, for example, you gave the example of Yair Lapid. Most of Yair Lapid campaign was, I'm going to make sure religious people are going to serve in the army. And so it's very complex. You have so many different opinions in Israel, and many non-religious people. I wish what you say will be more true. You know, that we will be tolerant towards each other, because I think this is the key. Like religious people and non-religious in Israel, because we have the same cause, but we have. I feel just. I felt that it's mandatory to represent this conflict of that not all the citizens in Israel serve the army, not all Jewish citizens, and I'm not saying how it's supposed to be, but like it's complex. That's all I'm saying. But I hope we'll go to a better place.
As someone who doesn't live in Israel, I should say from looking right outside, it doesn't look like tolerance is a big part of the region.
Wait.
Okay, thank you. We will have a discussion, I promise you.